I'm Public Affairs Officer Lindsay Weisenauer. Last week, we made the unprecedented decision to cancel our State of the City event and our St. Patrick's Day Parade to reduce the community spread of the coronavirus. We are working closely with state and local health officials to reduce risks and to educate the public. I am joined by Alex Jones, Assistant Health Commissioner and Director of Prevention and Wellness here at Franklin County Public Health. Thanks for joining us, Alex.
Thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate it.
What is the most important message you can get across to anyone watching this video?
Yeah, so I think the biggest message that we have for the City of Dublin, the residents, and anybody else watching is to make sure that they are turning to factual scientific information regarding COVID-19. And seeing that there's a lot of different type of information out there, we want to make sure that they have the most up-to-date information to protect their health and their loved ones' health. There's some very common and simple protective measures that individuals can take to help control the spread of not only COVID-19 but other cold, flu, respiratory illnesses. So simple things such as covering your cough, staying home from work when you're sick, including school as well, and making sure that you're kind of cleaning those surfaces that you come into contact with a little bit more thoroughly.
Oh, we know that the regular flu kills 10,000 people in America each year. Why is this strain of coronavirus more alarming?
Yeah, so for us in public health and our medical colleagues across the world, we don't know a whole lot about it since it is what we call novel or new coronaviruses. But we do have 6 other strains of coronaviruses that we have some data and information on. So unfortunately, what we're seeing for this virus is that those who are most at risk are some of our more immunocompromised clients, as well as those who are elderly and most vulnerable. The majority of us, if we came into contact with it, would probably experience some sort of a mild fever, cough, and would be able to recuperate at home for supportive care.
This pandemic started overseas. What lessons did we learn from responses in other countries?
Yeah, so I think the interesting thing for us right now in the United States is that we are moving from, in public health speak, from containment to mitigation. We know that cases are here in our community in the United States. So what we're trying to do is contain the spread and impact of the disease and virus. Governor DeWine and Dr. Acton from the Ohio Department of Health have put into place some social distancing measures that are pretty global in nature, including limiting the exposure to nursing home residents, making sure that visitors are restricted there, limiting numbers and mass gatherings, and I think probably the biggest one that we're seeing is this 3-week spring break extension for all K through 12, which we're really just trying to keep the containment and the risk for spreading low.
We call this segment Dublin News in 90, but we know we're going over 90 seconds today because it's that important. What other advice do you have for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So we know that this time and seeing this type of illness is really unprecedented for us in our nation and across the globe. So it can be scary. We really want our residents in Dublin and throughout Franklin County to make sure that they have factual, scientific, up-to-date information, and that can be found at our website at myfcph.org. We are constantly updating that with the most up-to-date information from the Ohio Department of Health and the CDC. So some types of misinformation that we're commonly hearing is around masks and PPE, and as well as individuals who they think might be at highest risk for contracting this disease, and which unfortunately leads to some racist behavior and comments. So really want to reiterate that we don't know who has this disease just based on what they look like. So let's treat our neighbors, our community with kindness, respect, and compassion.
Thank you so much for being here, Alex.
Thank you for having me.
And we have a link to Franklin County Public Health on our website, along with other resources for the coronavirus. Thank you for joining us, and have a safe and healthy week.